Check. Hello? Hello? Okay. That's giving me some green lines. That's it. Microphone. Okay, now things are working. This is open. Bang. Copy this. It's hot today. It's so hot today. We've moved the furniture in an unusual way. Pat Prouse 101, how do you know if we've begun? 'Cause there's usually a post, but the sound didn't work like I'm a ghost. Space Goody, she's all, hey, how are you guys doing today? What's going on over here? I'm trying to steer this ship. 'Cause she's on a ship in space. Do do do. Text. Paste. Oh, why is this so hard? Done. Black text. Done. Story. Bang. New post. Whatever. Next. Text. No. Oh, snaps. Oh, snaps. Where are the links? Where are the links? Can't do anything without posting links. No, don't. Oh. Copy. Paste. Seems like a mess, but don't care. Take it too long. Post. Finish posting. Ooh. Good enough. Good enough. All right. Now that everything's all hot and sweaty, let's start the show already. I button. Oh no. Right at the last minute. Ripley, come back! Ripley! I need more distraction. Hold the gun! Hold the gun! And camera one. That's not right. what's going on? Everything's just black. Ripples? Ripples? Hello? Hey. 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 Alright. Fine. Didn't decide on what to draw today, and I can't remember if we maybe decided on something last week. But either way, it is wicked sweaty here already. And I'm gonna, real quick, if I can see that far from across the room. Camera one. Camera one. Buffer. Buffer. Okay. And then, all right, there we go. So we got, once again, Milo in a box, because it's hot and I'm lazy. Let's do a doodle of Jean-Luc Locke. Sean Locke, watching some QI last night and some Sean Locke episodes. You can switch. Ripley, why aren't my buttons working? Why aren't my buttons working, Ripley? Let's go out here. There you go. Thanks, Ripples. Thank you. There you are. Hey, sweetest angel. But yeah, my friend Holly came over to do some art clubbing last night, and we just throw on some QI and let that play forever because it's never not great. And I don't know, I was trying to do a drawing, and I was just like, this just isn't, it's just not coming out. Actually, it's in this book, I think. Yeah, of course it is. So I was trying to do, I took about 100 pictures of pheromone, or moans with a Z, on Instagram, and Eureka Love, also on Instagram. They're like my friends in real life. So went to their show just over here at the theater, and super great. But yeah, I drew a picture of. I'm just gonna say, Tim. I have a real hard time with the word Eureka. It just doesn't roll off my tongue. But Tim does. So Professor Tim was hosting the show over there, and always funny, super great. Anyway, I already drew a picture of Eureka Love, that character, on my Instagram somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I need to do a good Farah picture, and so like I took a bunch of pictures, and I'm just like, these are awesome, like these will make great little art pieces, pose wise and everything. Like I can't wait, and then I picked out one, and I'm like trying, and like, oh, it's just not working. And then, you know, the way your phone takes pictures now, where it's like, what? Huh? Hey, phone. I noticed you're picking what you think is the best frame out of these 19 or whatever 35 frames you decided to take for the one picture. Now what I want all of those frames. Like now I want to boomerang these. Like why is that not? That should just be an option, right? But then boomerang's like, no, you got to take a fresh thing or something else. Like, but these would be perfect boomerangs. One, and two, I want this frame over here. I want this, like, if I want a frame towards the beginning or towards the end of its little live picture taken, it's like, you know, whatever. Here, let's use this. Here's the line. And I'm like, slide, and it's like, boom. What? Why show me the whole line if you're just gonna like, whoop, if you're just gonna bounce back to somewhere else? What's that all about? Why? Maybe I want some of the blur frames, if that's what the problem is. But they all look pretty clear. They all look wicked, super clear. Let me have whichever frame that I want, and then send it over the iPad so I can sit here and draw some things. But anyway, the other issue with it was. I mean, in my head, I know what I'm thinking. I know why that's happening. But because it is a drag queen, I say it because she is a drag queen with you know, expertly done makeup that's specifically like painting a face on a face. So you're trying to draw what you see, but you can kind of see two faces. So, you know, certain bone structure, certain jaw lines, and I'm like, I like this. I like how this looks in real life. This should be easy to draw. And I do this all the time where I see a thing and I'm like, easy. Watch this. Like, I can tell this story with a few lines and a bent nail and a piece of string. But then I start to draw it and I'm like, I can't. I can't. It's just not. I'm either drawing the pheromone character, or I don't know if you're allowed to give away names of drag queens or not. Is that a thing? I don't know. Whatever. Tim can fight me if he wants, but I'm not going to say Brad's name. But yeah, it's just like, and also knowing that it's just like, well, outside of this makeup, like Brad is amazing looking as a human being. It's just like, oh, like you're all structure. Like you're like a face structure thing that you should be holding up for people to draw and study like bones and whatever. It's just like, this is not, I don't mean a bony person, but just like, hey, this is one of those things Da Vinci would have liked, a good face. But yeah, and being able to see the two different things, like the opposing, fake shadow versus real shadow, fake highlight versus real highlight. It's just like, I know where certain things should be and where they are, so it just keeps making it crazy. Now, anyway, for a split second, we got to talk about the room. What's going on with the room? Aside from having a little cat in a box. I still haven't modified it yet, and it's probably slightly in the way or hidden away there, but I'll make some movements and adjustments eventually. See if I do this, then I can also reach my juice. Today's episode is brought to you by, also, hello, welcome to No Such Thing as Grown-Ups live stream. My name is Curtis, this is Milo, and we draw things and tell stories about the maniacs in the neighborhood, because there are some maniacs in the neighborhood, the people that you meet when you're walking down the street in your neighborhood. But anyway, so the sharpener's way over here, so I'm going to see. Alright, still doable. I just finished moving some things like 2 minutes before I put everything live, to made the green light go. But, you know how you're about to tell a story to somebody sometimes, and suddenly you realize, oh wait, like you weren't invited to that party, or I don't know, like you're not supposed to know that I've got a secret family or something weird like that, like oops, so I can't tell you the funny part of the story. But anyway, real quick, Space Goonie or Pat, throw out some suggestions of a 90s cartoon. I know we've done this 1,000 times before, but or if anybody else wants to jump in, go nuts. And we'll see what I can remember, see what we can do, and have fun once more. But the part of the story I don't want to tell, which is not a story, is for my birthday. That's, let's just say it's sometime this week. There we go, I feel better about it now. Moxie Fox, who's occasionally in the chat room, but she tries to watch on an old-timey iPad, so she can't chat with the chat room. Drawing blanks, Ninja Tortoises, it's up to me. Power Rangers, oh my god. I did spend a good little while where I did want to draw Power Rangers, and I was doing my best to get good at it. Something less technical. Oh, Rugrats. All right, let me see if I can do. Let me try a Tommy Pickles. Let me see which ones I can just remember. I definitely watched enough of it that I should be able to remember some stuff. But let's see what I can pull out of my head. The light is falling over. Everything's fine. I did draw a Rocco this weekend on a wall. Okay, so let's yeah, I thought it was already coming out soon, I think, or I thought maybe they're still writing it, but yeah, Rocco's coming back. I personally, it'll probably be great, but I just don't really care. Like, certain things are just like, it's been so long ago, it's going to be different, and that's okay. Thanks. So anyway, for my early birthday, Moxie Fox came up, and we went to the Pride Parade and saw Tim's drag show, and whatever, regular churro fun. And she gave me a box, and inside that box, I don't know why, it's just like, it's not hooked up to anything. I don't have a landline to plug it into. Is a red phone, because I believe on this and or the podcast, talked about the fact that, hey, I noticed a few old-timey dial phones, except they were still like this with the numbers. And I'm like, ooh, should I get this? I should get one of these. If I see a red one, I'm getting one. Or the next old-timey phone that I see, I'm going to grab it, I'm going to paint it red, and I'm going to turn it into an emergency phone, like a bat phone. And thanks, guys. So, well, she's a good person, and she remembered that. So she found a phone on the internet, and I started to take it apart today, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna probably, because of what's going on underneath the numbers, I'm probably gonna put a like a big, like the bat phone light is like a little light. I'm probably gonna go with a bigger one. I'll have to go to the hardware store, see what they got for like light covers, and see what I can put together. And then, of course, I'll still put a light inside there, and then come up with some sort of bit where on the show the phone will go off, and we can do yes, yes, Commissioner. I see. The Riddler, you say? I don't remember the Adam West voice. And of course, ideally, it'll go on the other side, maybe, where it doesn't knock little Bob Ross over every time I grab it. So bizarre. But it's like I am looking for reasons to play with this, but that sentence, it's so fun to play with my old rotary phone. A, of course it is, but B, who are you gonna call? Who are you gonna pretend to call? Really? Ooh, the Ripley phone. I do have a bit in my head that I want to put together with some animated characters. That'll just be a recurring thing. Well, that'll definitely get annoying. Like maybe the first time I do it, maybe it'll take a few weeks, few episodes. But either way, it's gonna be annoying. But I think fun. Maybe just fun. I don't know if I can use it sparingly, but I'll come up with the different variations. As I always say, I'm trying to take this thing out of a whole new doorway, like the Joker and all of his poison stuff. So it's not. I mean, we're still going to do our drawings. We're still going to do the same thing. But yeah, I think I want to make this more into a YouTube show. I think I belong more in the YouTube world than specifically, hey, I'm a Twitch streamer, because I don't know what half those people are talking about in the Twitch world. It is still all very gamer based and whatnot, and as we know, most of my gamering centers around some Mario 3, some Mario 2, and a few of the other Nintendo classic games built into that little Nintendo box. Yeah, Tommy's the baby, right? Little Tommy Pickles. Yeah, like the amount of times a day people just respond, write the word poggers on things, and I'm just like, I automatically, I mean, now it's been more not subjected, but usurped by another auto thought that gets triggered when I hear the word pog. But I realize now they're like, whoa, yeah, like that's awesome. Usually, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, poggers, PogChamp, yay, pog. But the word pog to me, to this day, will forever instantly go to the Millhouse and, hey, you want to play Pogs, Bert? They're back. Or it's Alf, Bert. Bert, it's Alf. He's back in Pog form. And I mean, I think that might have been even around when people were actually playing with Pogs. And much the same. Who even talks like that? In a similar transparency to previous thoughts and endeavors. When kids had magic cards, I desperately like, ooh, can I get into that? Like, what is this? What is this? Like, there are these paintings and it's a game, you say? It's definitely beyond my comprehension level, but you have all these crazy different kinds of monster creature paintings. But I don't know nothing about nothing. Pog's the same thing where I'm just like, well, yeah, I want some Pogs. I want Alf in Pog form. I want some of these just like trading cards that you can, I don't know, throw, I guess. But every time you see the Pog commercials or kids actually playing Pog, I just feel like, no, kids, no, man, sorry. What you're doing is not fun. or dumb. I just, no. I mean, maybe, but no. If it was, no. Like, no, it's just not fun. Um, oh, for sure. There are people, I can't even go through the things that I've watched people stream for my job and have just been like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is content? This is content. I can't believe this is content. How is this content? And other things, of course, are like, oh my God, I can't compete with this. I can't compete with this. This is bananas. But Pog, yeah, it's basically it's licensed jacks or whatever action figure jacks, or more so marbles, or also marbles. Like that's what it reminded me of was, hey, you get these marbles and then you find out like marbles is just gambling for kids. And if you lose your marbles, somebody else takes your marbles and you're like, I thought we were just playing marbles. I don't want to play marbles then. I'll just play marbles by myself. Like every way you were supposed to play with people taught me how to play by myself because hey, I can enjoy myself and nobody gets mad if I win or if I lose. But yeah, Pogs were essentially poker chips for kids that you would just, instead of playing poker with, you would throw the Pogs at each other. And I mean, I think there was a few different games or ways of Pogging, but I'm pretty sure the main one was you'd stack up the Pogs and you'd take one slammer. There we go. Just like with marbles, there was like the one bigger marble. But yeah, you would take your Pog slammer and whoosh, hit the stack, and then whichever one's flipped over, I think, or something, then you took those or whatever. Like, okay, this is weird. Tommy Pickles is weird. This is hard without looking him up as well because he is a baby. Babies are weird. To start with. He had some hair, didn't he? I'm a Tommy Pickles. But yeah, I don't think I've ever tiddled a wink, winked a tiddly at any time in my life. Should have went with Chucky. Definitely should have went with Chucky. I think I could. No. Very quickly becoming a weird old man. Possibly a little bit Chucky-ish. Let's see what some ink can do. We'll try somebody else. So anyway, that's the story of the red phone. And 8. Where's my marker? There we go. So just to, for 1 second, make fun of somebody's content that I'm definitely not supposed to do. But this one guy, and again, I say this in a way where it's just like, oh yeah, like anything's possible. Anybody, like Streamlabs' whole thing is just like helping creators be creators or whatever, making their dreams into jobs or making their hobbies profitable. Lots of slogans have gone by. But this one guy, or this one guy, 1,000 people, different people are like, hey, actually, he wasn't even saying anything. He was just watching memes, GIFs, and short YouTube clips and laughing himself silly. Just laughing and having a great time, but just laughing. Ha, oh, I remember that one. Ha. And the audience, lots and lots of people watching, like, ah, oh, that one's classic. Oh, I remember this one. And basically just watching somebody else just straight up surf the internet. And a long time ago, definitely quite a few years ago, 10 Band. Ooh, that's a lot of names, or a lot of numbers. Hey, 10 Band. Cause it's a 10 band. It's a band of 10. There's at least 9 capable men. And maybe one lady, but it's a band of 10. They got some trombones and then... Oh, I remember. Tommy Pickles had some gums. And then his teeth. Did he? Tommy Pickles. I feel like the teeth weren't right in front, though. Anyway, we're going for creepy Tommy Pickles. Anyway, thanks for the follow. So, completely derailed myself with a song. Talk about the phone. Oh yeah, so this guy is just straight up watching the internet. And yeah, so a long time ago I was listening to a podcast, and one of their ideas was like, well, what about that? Like, do you think, like, there's a lot of shows coming out now in the TV world where, he had no teeth. Ah, well, this is, his, metamorphosis into SpongeBob. And yeah, on this podcast, they were like, well, people are, watching these shows of people watching shows. So it's like, hey, I'm not just, instead of watching Big Brother, I'm watching I don't remember what it was called here. I know that there's a British version called Gogglebox. And people were kind of into it here, like just watching people watch TV to see, like, oh, look at how they react. Like, yeah, I guess it's interesting, but man, oh man, if you're just watching TV, it's boring. That's why the TV is interesting, because they made content to put in it. So the podcast kind of surmised or semi-invented, well, what about that? What if I pioneer that thing? What if that was our $1 million idea? Is you have the option of, when you're surfing the internet, basically you can kind of be like, boop, it's open. So somebody else can just kind of go scroll through and see, like, oh, I want to see what Jeremy's looking at and watch his weird rabbit hole, because I think that's how they got there as well, was talking about how, oh, I was looking up whatever survival tips, and suddenly I ended up, or not suddenly, eventually I ended up like, now I'm watching, I don't know, a panda that can read, and it would be amazing. Or at first, like, I wish I could go back and just kind of watch my progression through the pages, through the YouTubes, through the rabbit hole, and / I wonder if anybody else would like that. And of course, you think about it long enough, and no, nobody would. That's a terrible idea. It's just insane. But a long time ago, not that much longer ago, I said, I held aloft my magic sword, and I said to Mike White, I think that this is a terrible, stupid idea about some terrible, stupid idea. You know what that means, Mike White? And Mike White was like, that's a terrible idea. I was like, no. If anything's going to make money and be a great idea, it's that stupid idea, Mike White. I fundamentally hate it, and it makes me feel stupid, and it makes me think that everybody in the world is out of their mind. Therefore, yes, let's do that idea. It's clearly genius. And precedent is just set. day after day, week after week, year after year, as we drift into the future and fly like eagles into the sea. I'm going to give him a weird nose, but the nose is too weird. Oh, I'm still using the thick marker. That's why. Okay, so yeah, then I'm sitting there yesterday just like, this guy's making a living. This guy's clearly making a living. And he's just ingesting content. He's a content ingester, and still mostly, again, not like, these jerks and they're stupid. Like, no, like just 100% jealous. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, that's a thing that exists. Again, because I have the type of brain, whatever system in my head where it's just like nothing's ever enough. Nothing's ever a show until you're putting on a show. So just even this, like, you sit around, draw pictures, like, but what's the show? But what's the show? Like, I don't know. What about this? Huh? There's a cat. He's counteracting. If somebody follows, I'll make up a quick little song. Hey, oh, hey, can your grandfather do this? And Simpsons references. So anyway, amazing. Like, it's amazing the amount of bizarre things that are just like, again, the one I watched for, it was only a few minutes, but still way more minutes than anybody should be watching. No, this is exactly what people should watch. It's the genuine, like, kind of circle of life, in the slowest, calmest way possible, but it was just like plants growing. And I mean, other than sitting there and thinking, maybe I'll see one of those moments where, bing, one of the little leaves kind of pops out, and I don't know, I guess I'll feel one with nature. I don't know why I'm watching this. Or I'm waiting for it to get banned because there's nobody on there doing a show. It is just a plant. But plants constantly technically doing something. You just can't see it. So everything is a show, just not everything has an audience. All right, let's do the brush pen to do the inside of that mouth, just to get it out of the way. Speaking of babies and not looking at them, on, I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it was, there's a picture of some friends, basically like, I don't know, let's say adjacent to a baby. I assume it's like a family member or somebody or a friend where you're like, hey, how you doing with my friend? Like, how's that? Oh, that's not bad. But like, there was, a baby between me and my friend. And I don't know, maybe it's Space Goonie's sister, who knows? But there's this one awesome picture where, to me, my interpretation is kind of like, hey, if we don't look at this baby, then we're not, nobody's going to make us take home a baby or have a baby. It was just, I don't know, just kind of the most adorable picture ever of just like, there's this cute little baby. Somebody obviously like, let me get a quick picture of you guys and the baby. And both of the people are just kind of like, when are we done with the baby part and we can just talk normal or / go home? Why do ballerinas do that toe dancing thing? Why doesn't ballet just hire taller dancers? Taller dancers, dancers for money. They cost more money to do that thing that they do with their freakish toes. Is more about yeah, I always thought that was like in the shoes, the whole ballerina thing. Obviously. Oh, the hillbillies outside start. Now, I'm sure I have a bunch of stories already from the week that I've already forgotten. I mean, I know for a fact that I have. A bunch of weird stuff has happened, and I honestly can't remember if it was from last week when we did the thing. Did I talk about the guy just listing back and forth with a hammer, waiting to maybe or maybe not fight the neighbors? Because I believe that I did. Now, I mentioned at one point in time, my friend Amanda was here, and it does make, I don't know, my whole life seem a little more valid um, when somebody else sees it. And it's just like, okay, see? Like, thank you. Thank you. I'm not crazy. Maybe you're crazy, but you're witnessing it right there. It's happening, right? You can hear it, you can see it, and none of this is made up. This is made up. This isn't here. These points don't matter. But what's going on out there? It's happening. It's happening. So Amanda's like literally nothing was happening when Amanda was here, and she's just like, I could sit here and watch this all day. Like this is just the van people. This is just the people, and this was before they had the van. This was just, oh, their mom comes to visit, and they hang out in the parking lot, and then mom goes away after 7 hours, and they never go inside. They have children. They'll bring the children out. They'll put the children in the back of the truck and like look at them there. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why people can't go inside. Oh yeah, I forgot what kind of juice this was brought to you by. I believe it's extreme. It's like extreme. No, it's not a color. Anyway, it's from the grocery store. So she's just watching people do virtually nothing, and like I could watch this all day, just watching this little microcosm of life, several different people, parts of a different family coming and going, and like just like I'm good with it not happening because it is just all day long, ka-dunk, 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 dunk, 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 dunk. Like there's not that many people. Why are their doors closing and opening so often? And I suddenly just flashed to my dad, slash most of the grown-ups when I was a kid, screaming in or out, get in or get out, get in or get out, go outside and play or go in your room and play. Either way, stop opening the doors. Like, I don't know, like we're in the midst of running around and through the house is part of the around. So then Tara was here. The Moxie Fox was here on the weekend and it started. And she's kind of like, what's going on out there? And like, oh, like nothing. No, like what? Like they're obviously getting ready to go somewhere. And like, are they? Are they getting ready to go somewhere? Well, they just like seemingly piled some stuff into the van. They've come and gone from the van a bunch of times. Now they're just sitting in the van. Obviously, they're getting ready to go somewhere. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to do some stuff around the house, I guess. I'm going to come and go. I'm going to get something to drink right now. You keep watching. You keep watching out the window, and we'll see. Let's just see. Are they going somewhere? Are they going somewhere? Or are they just living it up by the minivan? Because now they have a minivan. And she's watching and watching and watching and watching. And, basically every so often, every few minutes, I get a quick little report of... he's got no shirt on, so I don't know, like maybe they must be going to the beach or whatever. And then suddenly she's like, oh no, they're definitely going somewhere now. Like now he's got a shirt on. He's got a shirt on. She's in the driver's seat. He's getting in the passenger side. They're definitely on their way somewhere. It looks like they put the kids in the van. They're going somewhere. A few more minutes passes. And she's like, now he's got a different shirt on. I mean, they definitely must be going somewhere. He's changed his shirt twice. They're going somewhere. He's changed his shirt. Like, and then now he's in the driver's seat and she's in the passenger seat. Kids are rebuckled up, I think, reorganized in the car. Stuff has been put in, taken out of the van. They're definitely going somewhere. Like, okay, sure they are. Sure they are. I believe you. I believe you. Keep telling me what's going on out there and whether or not they leave, because they usually don't leave. They just usually don't leave. They just go in and out of the van all day long like children. And then they did for a while. And then eventually they did leave. They were gone. And she's like, oh, they left. Like, they went somewhere. Like, okay, sure. They went somewhere. Like, they're probably gone now. Like, they probably went to the beach or something like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely gone for the day. Or, they'll be back in a few minutes. Like, no. There's no way. Like, there's no way you spend that much time vanning around and then you're just going to leave for a few minutes and what, come back and hang out in the parking lot? In this little parking lot? Behind this apartment building in the middle of downtown? Who's going to do that? Like, you just wait and see. I know who can do that and who does do that. And it's these dogs over here. And then they did. They came back. Shirt goes off. They just keep switching seats. Somebody else shows up. Well, that must be family, right? Like, yeah, probably. Bunch of people come and go. There will be a few vehicles at one point, and people will just be going in and out of vehicles as if it's a couple tents, or I don't know. I don't even know. It's just like there's no need for this. Get some lawn chairs. There's grass there. There's grass over there. Just sit on the lawn chairs by the building. I've seen them do it at least once. I don't understand. And then I sure do, Coolio. That's where I work. That's how I pay for these cameras. Is making if you hit the follow button right now, a little animation will pop up, and at Streamlabs, I'd make alert animations for some top tier streamers and whatnot. Oh no, it's fine. Why would you know that? Why would you know that unless you watch all the time? It's totally fine. But yeah, I'm one of their art nerds. And I usually try not to draw. Well, sometimes people ask for creepy things, and I draw creepy things, I guess. But mostly, I try not to. Let's see if we can do... Oh, I think I liked it better with no teeth, or with the 2 teeth. Oh, Tommy Pickles. Do 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 do. Bim 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 bim. Oh yeah, definitely getting creepier and creepier. So van people just keep doing that. They're in, they're out, they leave, they come back. Then at one point, like they pull the van up beside the building, like, hey, let's put it in the shade, I guess. I don't know. It's over there for a few minutes, then they back it in again. Tara left, went back home, and then I'm just like, have to give her some updates where it's like, all right, this is what's happening right now. There's the reg van people. They're out there in their van being reg, and there's like two guys, a guy and a girl, 2 humans, in like mobility scooters. Actually, I think one is in a mobility scooter, another one's in a less mobile manual chair of wheels. And yeah, basically the van is basically their summer house. Is the best that I can tell. Like that's going to the cottage, is going to the van. And what's crazy, the most crazy about it is it's drawing a crowd. Like other neighbors from the building, from wherever, are hanging out there now. They have like so it started with yesterday. She leaves, and I'm like, I don't even know now. It's like I just heard from the bedroom, basically saying if you are gonna race, the only rule that I have to stipulate is that, and they definitely didn't use the word stipulate. The only rule that I have is that we have to race on the exact same surface. I don't know where you're going to find an area with 2 completely different surfaces where 2 wheelchairs are going to race, and you're going to run out of similar surfaces. But regardless, hey, what's going on? I got to check out, I gotta watch an episode of Van Clan, I guess, and see what's going on with the Van Clan. And so I look outside, and yeah, that's when I see like there's two dudes, probably I don't know, either 1,000 years old or frail enough with let's say sickness and problems that they definitely shouldn't be racing at all. But that's what they're doing. They're out there talking about, hey, let's race some people. Oh, okay. And here right now, it sounds like they're playing with a baby in the car. So then that part kind of passes. Those guys kind of disappear for a minute. And then here's some noise again, like peek out the window, like little lean and look. Let's go. What? How is it every minute of the day is a different vignette of unexplainable nonsense? And I look out, and there's an old guy in the parking lot, 3-4 feet away from the van, that's got an open door. It's got 2 or 3 people again, like in it, just kind of hanging out inside, but not even like, hey, we're hanging out, like just sitting in the seats like normal. This guy is sitting on like a wooden kitchen chair, just regular old time classic 70s 1982 wooden kitchen chair in the middle. I know everybody has lawn chairs, but no, there's a wooden kitchen chair. Maybe they're moving stuff, the only way to explain it. Next to him is a fan, like a stand fan on a stand outside in the middle of the driveway. And it's just like this I have to take a picture of this, but these windows are not great for taking pictures of people outside. But I do it anyway, but I'm just like, it is like, it's definitely an art piece. It's not real life for sure. I know that much. So it has to be an experimental art installation, because now there's a guy in a wooden chair, there's a stand fan, there's a lady sitting next to him on the floor or on the ground on something, I don't know what it is. And then again, people milling about the van. Like, all right, somebody's moving something. I don't know. Do. You go about your day. Hey, I don't feel confused at the moment. Why not? Why not fix that with a nice tall glass of Confusion Aid? And then you look outside again, like, what flavor we got going on out here, crazies? It's very Shia. And now the van is gone, and I realize it's pulled up against the building, like sideways, parallel to the building. Doors wide open again. Maybe people are hanging out in it. In about 2 parking space areas, there's like a cooler, some just household stuff, as if somebody was moving, but not a ton. Like just a handful of things stacked up, like maybe a lamp or something like that, and another chair, some random things. But then, kind of like, say strewn off to the side, is definitely like a baby seat, like a baby something or other, just like kind of tilted over the thing, where I'm just like, well, I definitely take a picture of this, send it to Tara, like with an arrow that says there's the baby pointing at that thing, and then another arrow like the van is down here now, and she's like, what? And I'm like, exactly. And then a few more minutes pass, the stuff is gone, different set of stuff is out, and then I believe some sort of yelling about lawyer fees. I don't know. People are fun. But seemingly, ever since that guy got over, like, hey, screaming at the neighbor, I have to get up at 4 a.m. to work, and then, whatever the teens that lived the students that lived in the building next door, they got evicted, and now he's free to get up at 4 in the morning like he did this morning and hang out in the van with the neighbors, laughing and making noise. Or I'm just like, oh, if I had the energy, I would go out and be like, hey, remember when you were screaming at the neighbors about how you have to get up in the 4 in the morning? Well, I have to get up at a normal hour, so if you could not be revving engines and making noise outside my door at 4 in the morning, can you not see the correlation here? Oh, it's sunny in Philadelphia. It's living in Sunnyvale Trailer Park. It's all the things, um, in the kind of least intrusive, least crazy way possible. Of just like, what's going on, guys? Why is why is this van so much of your adventure? But again, mostly just the being able to witness somebody else witness a bunch of stuff that just has no beginning, no end, no logical reasoning. It's just what's happening now? Like, ants just got to do stuff, man. Ants just got to do stuff, and sometimes they feel shaken up, and then they just do it faster and harder. But they don't really know what their end game is. They don't know what the beginning game is. It's just go. It's just go. And his name was Tommy Pickles. Beep boop 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 boop. Take a trip into my backyard and see what you can see. There's a big old propane tank. Let's learn something, Miss... No. It was Miss Frizzle, wasn't it? Let's say Miss B. We'll hang out on the sidewalk. Listen to babies cry. Maybe we'll learn something about the inside of your eye on the magic van. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep. It's a van in the backyard. Beep, boop, 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 boop. It's probably filled with mustard. Boop, 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 boop. And little packets and ketchup too. I don't really remember the Magic School Bus song well enough. I'm a Tommy Pickles. Hey kids, it's me, that sweet baby Tommy Pickles. I'm not the baby you deserve, but I'm the baby that you need. Wait, no, I'm not the baby that you need, but I'm the baby that you deserve. Angelica Pickles is up to something, guys. We gotta take all of our baby phones and link them together so we can have sonar. Baby sonar. I was watching some live Game Grumps as well before the stream, watching those guys play some Mario Maker, which kind of makes me want to get a Switch, even though I really don't play that many video games. Or want to spend a pile of money on a Switch. But they were singing and trying to go through a bunch of the Disney Sunday afternoon theme songs, starting with Rescue Rangers. But Dan was getting it confused with the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure theme song, which apparently was a cartoon that I'm pretty sure I never saw. But I don't know, I also never saw the Bill and Ted movie until, God, 1,000 years after it was a thing. Angelica Pickles and Tommy Pickles, they're having baby piddle trickles. That's why they got diapers and they're in a cage for kids, 'cause they try to steal cookies from the fridge. They're the Rugrats. They're like space bats, reptiles, and milk bars. Can't remember enough about the Rugrats. Yeah, I only had like maybe one day where I watched a bunch of the Ninja Sex Party music videos, and yeah, they're all like really funny. But yeah, like his voice is amazing, and yeah, like that other, like they've got like three bands between them, I think. But the other one, Starbomb, is the Game Grumps guys, and they're mostly sing specifically about video game stuff, and those videos are amazing. But again, one of the many things that propels me to do things, but also like so jealous. Like, oh man, you guys could like sing and do so many voices. And Aaron's an animator, but he doesn't really animate much anymore. I was like, oh man, what's going on over here? Oh yeah, that's what I have to do. Is I gotta put together a little rig like Pat Pros 101 there, so I can run my Milo face without having my face glued to one specific monitor or camera, and have it just follow my head, and then we'll do some Milo playing video games. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like a young, spry, tenacious D. There was something else. Definitely something interesting. I can't think of it. Well, I don't know. This was kind of cool. So anyway, yeah, I guess we could talk about the drag show. But other than it was great and funny, and just amazingly put together. I don't know his how to spell his drag name, but Brant Eisner, also a name I don't really know how to spell, like .Brant, I think _Eisner on Instagram. He put the whole thing together. He runs a bunch of the art shows and stuff here in town, and he makes a lot of elaborate costumes, and his art is just always very sculptural, fabrical, lots of crazy stuff. So like one of his things was like this, basically this giant bouquet. He always has, at some point, has a giant hat or like a chandelier of jewelry. And this one was amazing. It held together. I don't know how heavy or light it would have been, but there was like, kind of spring-loaded butterflies up there, grass, all kinds of foliage. And he was doing mostly like Liza Minnelli. Yes, that's a real name. Songs. And awesome stuff. But then, yeah, after the show, go and talk to our friends. And there was this lady was in front of me, and I realized, suddenly, like, oh, I know this person, or I kind of know this person, but I'm not sure, because they are also definitely like have extra, like, hey, I'm going for drag makeup fun tonight. And they don't look like how they normally look, and also I don't know them well enough to just be like, oh yeah, it's you. who I just met not that long ago in person and still don't know your real name, but you are the insufferable Muppet on Instagram if you want to follow them. Lots of like, hey, live your own life and be yourself kind of inspirational type things. And yeah, she does usually have cool makeup like, hey, check out these colors I put on. But I didn't really look at Instagram that much that day, so I didn't see, hey, I'm getting ready and now you'll recognize me. So suddenly she was like, oh my God, like I ordered a shirt. But, you know, there was noise, there was whatever. I was still trying to compute, like, who is this? Are you my neighbor? I think you might be my neighbor from across the hall. But I also think I'm definitely wrong about this, so I'm not going to say, hey, I wonder if your dog is barking at Burke, because he's also back at the apartment. Well, that feels rude as well, so I won't do that. And, but then I'm just like, is that, like, that's a wig, right? Like, yeah, like, okay. That throws it off even more because now I definitely can't picture what the real hair was. I'm like, oh, you've been sitting in front of us the whole time, blah, 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 blah. But then, you know, it just seemed like a quick whirlwind of words. And then I'm over with my friends. She's gone to her friends. Everything's normal. And then I realized, like, oh, I ordered a shirt. I was hoping it would get here in time for Pride Day, which was Saturday, but it didn't yet. And in my head, I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you ordered a shirt. Like, I wasn't at the market today, but my good friend Nellie, she was like, hey, well, if you're not going to be here on Pride Day, like, I can throw your shirts on my table and sell them because, you know, of all the days, this would be the day to sell a bunch of Jeff Goldblums on a rainbow. Like, that, of course it would. Thanks, that's awesome. High fives all around. And in my head, I'm picturing, like, you're saying like you tried to buy a shirt, but maybe, you know, I only had a few sizes at the market, but you're using the word order, so something that just like blah, like froze my brain and like I can't compute this. And then minutes later, I'm just like, oh, it was like, I'm pretty sure that's one, the insufferable Muppet. Two, they were asking about the shirts and stuff at my table last time. And slash, hey, yeah, all the stuff is available on the website or through the website or slash society6.com slash no such thing as grownups. Much more variety, different styles, etc. And so I didn't realize, like, oh, I made a sale. I was finding out that I just made some money. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Chucky has the two teeth. All right, keeping in mind, today's game is I'm not looking up any reference. This is 100% from memory. Say it's slightly easier than remembering cartoons of the 80s when I was, you know, 4. There we go. This one will get real creepy. Tommy Pickles. Are we gonna have an adventure today, Tommy Pickles? Come on now, camera. Focus on the blue line. Alright, I'll darken this up, suit it off. I don't know if that's a good idea, Tommy. Yeah, and I think Tommy's voice was Gosling as well, right? Or wait, you didn't watch Derek Wing enough to know everybody. But yeah, it was that same voice. That's everybody, or all the little kids. Let's go around the edge a little bit. So yeah, wasn't there a divorce? They started following a timeline in Rugrats, didn't they? Like Chucky's parents or somebody's parents were divorced or got a divorce. Phil and Lil's parents. Ooh, Phil and Lil, twins. Chucky, Angelica, Tommy. Don't remember the dog's name. Stu Pickles? That was the dad. One of the dads. His hair is looking crazier than I thought it was going to. It's getting pretty warm. I'd say it still hasn't been like deadly hot up here, because normally this room specifically gets crazy hot during the day with all the sun and all the windows, but it's been kind of windy and just breezy enough that it's survivable. But definitely hot enough that the neighbors, or the neighbor guy can hang out in his hillbilly no shirt with his unwashed face and his hair that, I don't know, like, find some way to convince me, to trick me into thinking that you've washed your hair ever. Doesn't really matter. None of my business. I don't actually have to interact with these people. Be as filthy as you want. Just don't touch me. Just don't touch me. Don't get your sweat on me. It's very distracting because I can definitely like just hear them milling about, doing God knows what. It's nowhere near my car, so that's fine. But it's still just, so weird that it's hard not to just constantly watch and report on. But I've mostly gotten to a point now where I'm fine. I'd rather, I'm fine with not having the show. of weirdness and just having some nice quiet instead, that would be great. Cause they're the rug rats and they're here to stay. They'll solve your crimes in a usual way. Actually, yeah, and then there was I don't think I've ever seen it. Maybe I did. Oh, they're just talking. They're just hillbilly rambling. Where yeah, they eventually transitioned from straight up babies to all grown up. There was another. I think it maybe only lasted the one season. Maybe focused more on Angelica and her friend, whose name I can't remember. She came into it eventually. Cause yes, and then there was Dill Pickles, their little baby brother, when Tommy got too old to be the baby of the show. And then, of course, his voice was, I don't know, Tommy. It seems like a bad idea, Tommy. We should definitely ask our moms. I do remember that Angelica specifically was like trying to murder these babies on more than one occasion. It was full blown murder. And I don't think I've seen the movies, but I'm pretty sure one of the movies is basically about them getting like lost in another country. And Angelica's like, "Oh, I know where the babies are. I could save them, but I won't. Over here, mother, and then I'll keep you from ever seeing your children again." Or maybe Angelico's with them on their adventure. I don't know. But his name was Thomas Pickles. Who's Tommy? She said. That baby with the saggy diaper. Who's he? It's John. No, it's Tommy. He said. Not very orange. Where's my orange? Oh, there. Close. I think I've got some markers squirreled away somewhere that I ain't been looking at. Also, this brush pen doesn't dry as well as the other markers, so it's a little bit harder to just throw some color on there. Without muddying it all up. Cause he's so fast. Other babies say, damn. If milk was drugs, he'd sell it by the gram. But that's not a fluid ounce, and he doesn't care, 'cause he's Chucky, with his crazy wild hair. But that's too cold, baby. Too cold. Cause you gotta stop, collaborate, and listen. Nah, that's still too close to the regular song. You got it. You're stopping. Stop. Yeah. It's a good country voice. It's in there somewhere. Find him some nice pinkish skin. Let's pick up this baby. I forgot to erase the blue lines. Guys! Always remember to erase your blue lines. Or you look crazy. You look crazy. Pickup truck. My pickup truck. Let me tell you. Blade. I've infused this. Blade. I've infused this with garlic. This is all garlic infused, Blade. Now let me. No, that's not a good Chris Christopherson. Let me play you a song, Blade. That'll explain to you the story of your life, Blade. I feel like it only sounds half decent when I say the word Blade. Blade, come back. Come in here, Blade. It's just not gravelly enough. Blade. Oh, here we go. I think we're getting closer. Blade. I've infused everything with garlic, Blade. Even my guitar is infused with garlic in case those neck biters come around here, Blade. I'll hit them with my guitar. But first, I've written you this soliloquy. Oh, no, soliloquy isn't a song. I've written you a little ballad. It's called Jesus Take the Steak. Jesus, take the steak. I can't make it on my own. I've made a grave mistake. You've never seen... That's like me never seeing Top Gun, Space Goody. That doesn't make no sense. It's Blade. Some MFers are always trying to ice skate uphill. For that line alone, that movie is the most important movie of our generation, of our generation, of at least 2 to 3 decades of generations. Honestly. It's real important. It's also just, man, oh man. Chris Christopherson as the guy who helps out Blade. Something about that is just the funnest thing in the world. I don't know, his between his voice and his mannerisms. Oh, Space Cody. All right, that's fine. And honestly, what? What are you guys even talking about? Like Nelly that I mentioned before. Like I'm not big on horror movies and scary movies, but I've still seen quite a few. But yeah, like a good percentage of my reference points in my life are Aliens, Jurassic Park. But Alien specifically, you know, still gotta reference those all the time. I don't have Alien memorized. All right, Aliens, mostly it's all up here. Um, and But yeah, she hasn't seen it, so I'm like, affirmative. And she was like, okay, then that's affirmative. See you later. Like, what? No, no, I'm not saying, I don't say affirmative. It's, nude is like affirmative. That's why it's like, affirmative. You don't know what I'm talking about. That's fine. Oh, that was way darker than I thought it was going to be. So what, this one? These are the same, aren't they? I don't know. Nope. You guys have a wall of movies. It's probably on the shelf. It's probably right there. But again, the same as like I'm never gonna watch Game of Thrones. There's tons of things that people watch and love that I'm just never ever gonna see, and I'm totally okay with that. Perfectly fine. Don't matter. I'm all right. Ain't got you worry about me. I think it was a few years ago. It was like, hey, what about those like meatballs and the other one that's not called meatballs, but I feel like it has a name like that. Like, hey, pig high school. Like what? Let's see what those are all about. They're supposed to be like cult classics. But you've got Netflix, I think, and Amazon, so you kind of do own all the movies. So check and or mate. His name is Chucky. He is a ducky who was transformed to a boy, and now he plays with little toys with some babies there with very little care. Not a parent stare. They can go up the stairs alone or in pairs. They're like reverse slinkies. They don't time, no time for dinkies. But they'll cause some trouble and maybe solve crime. But mostly they'll try to escape, get back in time. So nobody knows that these babies have run. Uh-oh, Chucky's got a gun. It's a very special episode. Someone has to die so the babies can learn about reasons to really cry. Not over spilt milk or Angelica's lack of sharing. It's time to learn about bullets and death. They definitely had some a or several funeral episodes on the Rugrats. Like that show was kind of all about like, no, we're here to teach kids life is crazy and you're a baby and it's going to get nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Remember the suicide episode of Rugrats, you guys? When the babies were trying to really come to terms with the fact that that new character that came into town just drowned himself into a toilet? There was so many different things to think about. Like, was this supposed to be funny? You guys, Klasky Spudo? Never did learn how to say that right or read. A very special Rugrats. Chucky learns the value of life, the sanctity of marriage, and a little bit about contraception. Plan Chucky. It's not a good play on Plan B, Chucky. It's way too long. But you see where I was going with that. How long have I been doing this for? 10 o'clock. It's the middle of the night. Holy snaps. That's 2 Rugrats for now. Again, randomly pulled out of my head from the past to you, as if through excuse me, a William S. Preston or Theodore Logan? Is that Bill and Ted's full names? Anyway, as if through the phone booth in my head, through the air, across the ocean, for definitely not the first time ever, but we'll do this again next Tuesday, of course, and every Tuesday. And I'll always keep promising I'm going to pepper in other days with other things. But, you know, I'm also trying to be a normal person and hang out with humans in the world. So that takes up time away from talking to, you know, the internet. So, you know, going to the Truro Market. And hey, if you're a new viewer watching along, playing along in Truro, I will have a table this week again at the Truro Market. So come on down. I'll have some arts ready to go. And, of course, more shirts, both just regular Sexy Dinosaur and Dinosaur Pride variety, in case you're, you know, traveling around. There's other Pride days. This wasn't just this Saturday. I believe Halifax is the upcoming Saturday, so you stop here, then head down there, have a good time. But, of course, like I said, Society6 / No Such Thing as Grown-Ups, or just go to the website. There should be links to most things there. I have a few different kinds of stores, and of course a book of sexy dinosaurs, none of which seem to be in reach. But I don't know, I got an emergency phone in case of emergencies. Like I said, I'll put a light in it, we'll come up with some bits. Woo! And Pat Prowse is cheering 25 times worth of cheer gems. Thanks, guys. Twas a dream. Because I've got 25 bits. I don't even know how that works. Does that equals something in the real world, right? I'll have to go look at that again. But I've got bits for days, and I've got things to do in other ways. It's real hot, and I'm tired. Camera 1. All right. See you later. Bye. Oh, Ripples, we haven't looked to you like all day. How's it going, sweet angel? How are you doing? You don't care? You're hot and tired too? It's probably hot inside that booth. One of these days I'll make you a new booth that looks a little more accommodating. I'll put a fan in there for you. How'd you like that? Huh? Yeah, you don't care. All right. See you later, sweet angel. And as always, trying to look at the camera, not the monitor. Hi. Second rule of Bits Club is you gotta make up songs about Bits Club, because it's a Bits Club. Rub is the only thing I can think of to rhyme with that. I got nothing. Next week, more fun, more songs. I'll practice a Chris Christopherson voice all week, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch Blade again, and then we'll try to sing some in a Chris Christopherson voice. I did have for a while. I was practicing. I can't remember how did it go. I'll try it for the credits. It's like a Randy Travis-ish thing. I don't know what like. I definitely remember from my childhood, my mom listening to country music, but it's just not coming out in the heat. But that's the show. That's our show. No, that's a show for tonight. That's our show. That's our show. Nah, it's still just my own voice. Just keeps powering through for some reason. Credits, Ripley. Where's my cheat sheet? Still can't remember. Number 3 is the credits. See you guys next Tuesday. as always, shake on that wheel. Make sure you hold it tight. If you're driving day or in the dark of night, don't let Jesus drive, 'cause his hands are invisible and he's busy watching everyone. Pickup truck in the ditch right now. Instagram likes and follows are what I crave for sure. Country voice, I'm gonna tell you a tale of a country song. I got a pickup truck and I know it ain't wrong. No, it's still not hitting it.